So I'm all about family-friendly entertainment. I've got 2 little girls, one who's 7, one who's 4.
Yep.
We're always looking for stuff to do. One of the reasons why I started Confetti Clubhouse, but seeing these other great family-friendly events pop up around town where you can just take your kids out and have a great time in a safe environment with entertainment.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and we joke about that. Really don't joke about it. It's a fact.
True, yeah.
How family-centric Roswell is. You know, it started out, we're extremely dog-friendly. Everybody knows we're dog-friendly. It's really a matter of who's not dog-friendly because everybody is dog-friendly. But really, you know, one of the things we often talk about when we market the destination is at any given point, you can walk outside, walk down the street, somebody's pushing a stroller. Somebody's got a kid holding somebody's hand, you know, whether it's at Lucky's, Roswell Junction, on a patio at Canton Street, whatever the case.
Wherever it is.
Plenty of family-friendly, family-focused activities.
That's right.
And Confetti Clubhouse honestly just adds to that and elevates our product. So we appreciate everything you do.
Welcome back to Brew Talks. I'm Steve Stroud, President and CEO of Roswell, Inc., the economic development organization in the city of Roswell.
And I'm Andy Williams, President and CEO of Visit Roswell, the official destination marketing organization for the city. And big thanks, obviously, to our sponsor, Wellstar North Fulton Hospital. They're the reason this is all able to come together and happen for us. So thank you all for your support. And a very special guest today whose business has really taken the city by storm. I can tell you, my daughter's been to several birthday parties there. She's going to a summer camp there. And we have on Lynn Lilly from Confetti Clubhouse, and we are going to dive into the world of arts and crafts and parties and just fun stuff. I mean, this is a really cool model they've got built right off Oak Street.
Right.
In one of our favorite little pockets of town. So it is a pleasure to have you on, and welcome.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I'm so excited. I love arts and crafts. I love what we're doing in Roswell. So I love nothing more than to talk about it. So thanks for having me.
You've got a lot of excited little children and moms, I will say, and some dads to go in there too. We saw that you've been participating in the farmers market.
Yes, we love what they're doing. So I'm all about family-friendly entertainment. I've got 2 little girls, one who's 7, one who's 4. We're always looking for stuff to do. One of the reasons why I started Confetti Clubhouse, but seeing these other great family-friendly events pop up around town where you can just take your kids out and have a great time in a safe environment with entertainment. It's awesome.
Yeah, and we joke about that. Really don't joke about it. It's a fact.
True, yeah.
How family-centric Roswell is. You know, it started out, we're extremely dog-friendly. Everybody knows we're dog-friendly. It's really a matter of who's not dog-friendly because everybody is dog-friendly. But really, you know, one of the things we often talk about when we market the destination is at any given point, you can walk outside, walk down the street, somebody's pushing a stroller. Somebody's got a kid holding somebody's hand, you know, whether it's at Lucky's, Roswell Junction, on a patio at Canton Street, whatever the case.
Wherever it is.
Plenty of family-friendly, family-focused activities.
That's right.
And Confetti Clubhouse honestly just adds to that and elevates our product. So we appreciate everything you do. Let's walk it back. Give us, you've been in business. You're coming up on a little bit of a celebration here, but I want to talk about your initial concept, where the, you know, kind of when you were brainstorming on what this could look like. Walk us back to the foundation of how you got it all started.
Yeah, well, I have been in the arts and crafts industry for 10 years. I had a blog. I've worked as a spokesperson for brands like Michaels and Brother and Crayola, and really was leaning into kids' crafts and kids' activities and what drove that creativity in kids.
So cool.
It has been a fun journey. We lived in Atlanta proper, and we're looking to get out of the city as we had kids coming up on starting school. I grew up in Johns Creek, didn't exactly want to go back there, so we started kind of venturing out to the burbs and seeing what we liked, and we fell in love with Roswell. And so after we moved here, we found our home, and I thought, gosh, I keep hearing moms saying, where can we have a craft birthday party? Is there craft workshops we can take our kids to? And really, there wasn't that many options, right? And the options that we did have at the rec were great, but they filled up super quick.
Right.
So something inside of me, I'm an entrepreneur at heart.
Calling.
My husband thinks I'm a little crazy. I was like, no, I was going to just look for an office space to keep my blog going. I was like, but
what
I
if?
think Roswell needs something else. I was like, I think a creative space where kids can come. You know, I love a good party. I call it my previous life. I was an event planner for years and years and years. And he was like, you're insane, Lynn, but do what you do. And so I started looking for a space. I found our current space, and it was really nothing beforehand. I said it kind of looked old and dungeness, and I show people the pictures of what it looked like before, and they're blown away. And so we started planning and concepting what Confetti Clubhouse could be. And my goal was to create a space where kids can come and have fun, and where families could come and have fun, and let that creativity flow and just be a happy place for everyone.
Yeah. Well, and we talk about Confetti Clubhouse, and we talk about arts and crafts and birthday parties. What can guests, what can visitors, whether it's a child or a mom, parents, what can they expect? What does it look like within once you get inside? As far as the decor, the design, the programming that you offer, kind of give us all of everything.
Yeah. So the fun thing is when people walk in the door, there's always a, whoa, it's so colorful.
Yep. Okay.
It pops.
It pops,
It does.
right? And I had my parents helping me design it. We spent a lot of time really coming up with a fun design. So you walk in and you ultimately just feel happy. So at the front, we've got a really colorful gift shop. We've got the patch bar that everyone loves because kids want to put patches on everything.
Oh, yeah.
And then we've got our main room, which we built a clubhouse facade, so it actually looks like a clubhouse with a fun letterboard on it. We for birthday parties, we put the kids' names, so it could be like Sarah's Clubhouse. We add personal touches everywhere for everything.
That's awesome.
I love people to feel special when you're in the space. Whether you're celebrating your birthday, you're attending a workshop, you're a guest at a party, I want you to feel special, right? I want you to leave with that magic feeling. I joke and say that we try to create the Disney vibe, but in the craft world.
There you go.
That's cool. Yeah.
But yeah, you'll see a fun space. There are arts and craft supplies everywhere. We use that as our decor. So you see the colorful wall of paints and glues and giant crayons. And we have 3 rules in the clubhouse.
Okay.
If you've ever come, if you've been at a birthday party, you may have overheard it. We always start every workshop, every birthday party with our 3 rules. So number 1 is always be kind. Number 2 is have fun. And number 3 is make all the things, because it's okay to make all the things and make a mess. But in addition to creativity, kindness is a big thing. Sure. I want to raise kind humans as my 2 little girls get older. But inside our walls, everyone is kind to each other, and most importantly, kind to themselves.
That's big.
Yeah.
And so, just those little things as we're making crafts at our after-school programs or in sewing class, kids get upset sometimes when they mess things up, right?
Yeah.
We all do. So we really work through those emotions and, how do you learn to be kind to yourself? We call them happy mistakes, and then we come up with what's the fun challenge and how we turn it into something even cooler than what we were doing. So,
that's awesome.
In addition to creativity, it's all about that mission of raising kind humans. And also we pull that through to adults. When we do adult workshops too, we're like, adults are not so nice to themselves sometimes, right? So we're really working on just building that positivity within ourselves and within our walls, and hopefully that will carry out into the community.
That's so cool. So I did know you were doing adult classes. So
Yes, so
talk to us about that. I think that's really cool.
We don't do them as frequently, but we kind of pepper them throughout the year. So we do paint nights. We have work with a really great mom, April Coy, who does watercolor. Our kids were in kindergarten together and discovered she was a watercolor artist. So she comes in and teaches watercolor classes.
That's cool.
We do some adult sewing classes. So we pepper in some of the adult stuff because we've got parents are like, wait, can I come learn how to do stuff? So we're introducing more and more of that throughout the year, but kids are the heart of Confetti Clubhouse.
Yes.
And what we noticed, we just had a new pop-up event called Confetti Cafe that we started that's happening once a month. We turn the clubhouse into a restaurant that serves crafts.
Nice.
So you order your craft at the counter. It comes out on a tray. Every tray is put together, made to order, because we do everything to what you specify, the colors, the things you like. We noticed parents were ordering crafts too, which was really cool. We really thought just the kids were going to do it. And we had a ton of parents who were doing it too. And it became this event where families could do things together, right? Which is what I think our common goal is here in Roswell. You mentioned it. We're a family-centric city, right?
Yeah.
And so more of those things where you can come out with your kids, you can hang out. We had people that were there the full 3 hours.
Yeah.
And just enjoy themselves. They ordered from the food truck, right? They grabbed a craft soda. They hung out while their kids bounced in the bounce house, then did a craft. It was just really cool to see that vibe of families come out.
100%. Well, and you have a big Roswell focus. We talk about community a good bit, but I have to imagine you are pulling people from all over the place.
We are.
This. Where are you getting the
Oh my God, it's insane, right? I get so excited when we have especially birthday parties. They're coming in from Buckhead. Coming in from Midtown. We had someone come in from Ackworth.
Whoa.
So it's really fun to see our brand exploding.
Yes.
And we've been really fortunate. Word of mouth. This Roswell community is amazing.
Well, and you've got a strong social media presence, which is awesome.
Yeah, well, and one of our biggest things is giving back to the community. So our entire first year, we spent all of our marketing dollars in schools, and we're continuing to do that. We sponsor all the PTAs. We sponsor the events. We want to give back. The kids that are coming to us, we want to support their schools and build that partnership, especially because those moms are amazing. They've supported us since we opened the doors, and we want to give back to the schools that their kids go to.
Well, and I'll say, we've seen you guys at Mountain Park Elementary, where my kids are at, and during orientation, kind of those prep days, Confetti Clubhouse is right there in the gym, slinging information.
That's good.
We do. You guys, you mentioned you've got the adult classes, less frequent, but your specialty is really kids. Is there a sweet spot, or is it kind of like, look, pre-K through 8th grade, or is it we do predominantly 5th graders? Typical
so
kind of?
Our parties start at age 3.
Okay.
So we go all the way up to teens.
Yeah.
Our workshops usually start at age 5.
Okay.
So because all of our workshops are drop-off, so we want to make sure that the kids have a little bit of independence on their own, and maybe preschool a little bit longer, but we program 5 all the way up until teens. So we've got after-school programs where they learn different types of art every time they come. We have a strong sewing program, which is really cool to see kids get excited about sewing.
Yeah.
So I took sewing when I was little. I don't know if you remember Hancock Fabrics.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day, it was
the
big fabric shop, not around anymore, but I took sewing classes, and I still have the Halloween costumes I made.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I am not as great at sewing anymore, so we have an amazing sewing teacher, Miss Shannon, who leads up those programs. But to see the kids get so excited, I mean, our kids were 5 to about 8 in our sewing program this year. They made full dresses and skirts and shorts.
Yeah.
And we did fashion shows at the end of the semester, and they showed them off. It was so cool.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, so to bring back that love of an older, craft that a lot of adults are just doing, and to see that kind of reinvigorating kids is really
Get it back invigorated. That's
100%.
That's awesome.
Well, and let's talk about kind of breaking down your pricing model, because we don't have to get into specifics on numbers, but do you charge a la carte, or are they package deals? What can somebody expect if they're booking, for example, a workshop or a party?
Yeah, so our parties are all done by packages.
Okay.
We have them all listed out, and we've got a ton now because we keep adding. I like to add new
Yeah, there we go.
My team thinks I'm crazy. So yeah, all of our are done by packages, and the cool part about our parties is you pay that one price, you get everything with it.
Great.
You're literally just showing up with your food. That's it. We
That's
do
it.
everything else. Yep. It's so nice.
So
And
outside food is allowed?
Yes, we want you to bring your food.
Perfect.
Because we're not licensed to serve food, so we want them to bring their food, but we do everything else, which is so nice, right? Our parents are
cool.
like, this is amazing. I just showed up, and not only do they show up, we meet them in the parking lot. We carry everything out of their car. We have this concierge model. We want it to be easy. So I'm a mom who throws crazy parties, and I have literally planned every aspect of them and not enjoyed the parties, right?
Right. You missed the
I
whole thing.
want parents to walk in our door and not think about anything else but celebrating their child
enjoy it.
and enjoying it, right? And really absorbing those core memories that they're making.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. It's like cooking a dinner. You spend 3 hours
Yes!
cooking dinner, and by the time everybody's eating, you don't want anything to do with it.
Exactly.
I'm done. I'm out.
Right?
But I hear you where you're coming from, for sure.
Yeah, and then for our workshops, our after-school programs start at $25 a class. Sewing starts at about $40. So, and we make it for after school. You can drop in, or you can get a better deal and pay for the full semester.
Got it. Okay.
And then workshop prices average about the same, just based on what the workshop is.
Yeah.
So we try and keep it affordable. Obviously, it has to be sustainable for a business, but we want our programming to be accessible to as many people as possible. Kids should have access to creativity, right?
That's right.
They don't get it as much in schools as we would love them to.
Right.
So being able to supplement that outside affordably is really important to us.
Well, you're getting them in a creative environment too, which, lets those creative juices go wild, which is exactly what you want.
Yeah, kids need that at a young age, right? It's so important for their development and their growth.
So you've seen, I would say, pretty substantial success in a relatively small window of time.
Yes.
And you seem like the type of person that's always got the wheel spinning.
Always.
What does the future look like? I know at some point you're going to look at expanding, or maybe doing something. What's going on in the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, I'm crazy. I come up with a crazy idea, and everyone looks at me like, Lynn, what are you thinking? But we make it happen, right? That's an entrepreneur mindset, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And that's the fun part about being a small business. You can try things rapidly, you can fail quickly, and move on to the next thing. So yeah, as we look at the next few years, I think We love Roswell. We want to stay in Roswell and expand.
Great.
We've been testing out this pop-up concept, Confetti Cafe, that serves crafts
Sounds
like a
awesome.
restaurant. So, as we test that out and figure out how we can make that work successfully, we'd love to expand and add that as kind of a complementary concept next to Confetti Clubhouse. And then, maybe in the next 5 years, expanding to some other cities in the area. We've already got asked about, do you franchise? Will you franchise? And I'm
yeah. Figured that was coming.
Yep, it's coming. But I'm
One
like,
step at a time, right?
yeah, I'm like, we got to figure it out here, right?
Yeah.
We got to build a core
Sure,
foundation because really our experience is everything for this business, and I think that's why we've grown so quickly. What we offer is so unique, and we hear that from parents when they pick their kids up from summer camp. They're like, oh my God, they made this today? Like, they didn't just color on a sheet of paper. We're like, yeah, we're making real cool projects. Like,
exactly.
It's a real deal,
That's
you know?
awesome.
And so I think that's why we've done so well, and we want to protect that and continue to do that and not grow too fast and lose that quality and that experience we're providing.
Hands
our
on.
Yeah,
community.
there's a difference in just giving kids activities to keep them from being bored, and
Yep.
then really getting them to engage and
Yep.
really put forth all their effort into something special. So that's kudos to you for that.
Thank you.
And congratulations, Lynn,
Thank
on
you
your
so
anniversary.
Yeah.
This is
much.
awesome. We're excited to have you in Roswell.
Thank you.
We're going to be here with you step by step.
Love it.
Obviously, Andy's got young kids, and
Yep.
We're going to see at
Already
summer
frequenting.
camp.
We're gonna, that's right. Summer camp, here we come.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, as we always say, it's a great day to do business in Roswell.
It is.
Thanks for
Cheers.
being
Cheers.
here. Cheers.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Absolutely.